Let's take a look at the product of powers rule. To do this, let's start off by looking at an example. Let's perform a multiplication, and we'll throw in some exponents while we're at it. Let's say that we have 4 squared, and we want to multiply that by 4 to the 4th. So we're taking 4 and squaring it and multiplying it by 4 to the 4th power. Now, in order to simplify this problem, let's expand everything out. 4 squared is the same as taking 4 times 4. And 4 raised to the 4th power is the same as multiplying 4 together 4 times. Remember, exponents are just repeated multiplication. The exponent keeps track of how many times you need to multiply that base together. So here we have an exponent of 4, which means we're going to multiply our base together 4 times. So our base of 4 is multiplied together 4 times. Now look, we're taking 4 and multiplying it together 6 times. So we could rewrite this as 4 to the 6th. That means that 4 squared times 4 to the 4th is equal to 4 to the 6th. Now take a look at this. Let's say again that we have 4 squared times 4 to the 4th. You know, if we look at these exponents, 2 plus 4 is 6. So here, what if we rewrote it like this? Having that base of 4 and just taking those exponents and adding them together. So here, 2 plus 4 is 6. And we get 4 to the 6th again, just like we got when we expanded everything out. I wonder if this can work for other examples. In fact, it can. Here, we actually used the product of powers rule to simplify. So let's take a look at that rule. The product of powers rule states that for any number a and for any numbers n and m, if we have a raised to the m power times a raised to the n power, that's the same thing as a raised to the m plus n power. So here we would take things that have the same base and add their exponents together in order to simplify. Now, in order to use the product of powers rule, we must have like bases. So this base must be the same as this base. If they're different, we cannot use this rule. Now that we've seen the product of powers rule, let's take another example. Here, let's work with some variables. Because yes, the product of powers also works with variables. Let's say that we have x to the 3rd and we're multiplying x to the 5th. Here, let's expand this out to see what's going on. X to the 3rd is the same as x times x times x. And x to the 5th is the same as taking x and multiplying it by itself 5 times. Then we count how many x's we're multiplying together. If we count, we can see that we're multiplying x by itself 8 times. So we get x to the 8th. Now let's use the product of powers rule. Here again, we have x to the 3rd times x to the 5th. Here we can see that we have like bases. X is this base and x is this base. Since we're multiplying those bases together, we can take their exponents and add them. So here we can write x raised to the 3 plus 5 power. Taking 3 plus 5, we get 8. So here we simplify to x to the 8th, the same as we did when we used that expansion method. Except here, this way is a little faster. So now we know about the product of powers rule. The product of powers rule states that for any number a and for any integers m and n, if we have a raised to the m power times a raised to the n power, that's the same thing as a raised to the m plus n power.